In this video, we are going to look at adding a plastic material in Blender. Now, before we get started, because we have imported our model as an OBJ, currently all of the parts are stuck together. So the first thing we need to do is separate the parts so that we'll be able to add material to all of the different sections. So in order to do that, we are just going to select our bird feeder. We're going to press the Tab key, which is the one above capital lock. We're going to press P for parts. We're going to press A to select all and then P for parts. And then we're going to select Separate by Loose Parts and then press Tab again. And you can see here, all parts are now separated. Now, I would recommend that you separate the parts once you have placed the object, because now, if I don't select all of the parts and I press G for grab, they will move separately. So it's quite important that you get it in a position where you want it before you separate the parts. If you do, however, separate it and you want to put them together, you can just select them all before you press G for grab. Now that our parts are separated, we're going to look at adding a plastic material to the top of my model and the bottom of my model. So in order to add material, I'm going to select the part that I want to make plastic. I'm going to go down the side menu here until I find the material tab. It looks quite like a beach ball. So I'm going to select that. And then I want to, first of all, cancel the material that's on it just now, this kind of grey colour. So I'm just going to press the X to cancel the material. Next, I'm going to press New. And this is going to start adding a material to our bird feeder, or in the kind of top part of the bird feeder. Now, sometimes you will open up Blender and you'll have added material before and then you'll realise that the material isn't on it anymore. And that's usually because you're not in the correct viewport. So we want to be on viewport shading. So there's kind of little bubbles up the top. We want to be on the one that is the furthest to the right. And you can see here the lighting has changed and we'll now be able to see colour. So now that I've clicked New, I'm going to decide on what colour I want to make my plastic. So I'm going to click the white box where it says base colour and I can select whatever colour I would like it to be. So in this case, I'll kind of pick a light blue colour. Now, whilst this looks kind of colourful, it doesn't necessarily look like plastic. So we're going to change a couple of the values down the side to make it look more shiny and have that kind of plastic material. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change subsurface to 0.25. We're then going to add some metallic, so I'm going to change that to about 0.4. And then the roughness I'm going to bring down till it's about 0.1. And we'll get to see that when the light hits it, it starts looking more plasticky. Now you can change these values depending on how you want it to look. Obviously, if you would rather it be more shiny, you can increase the metallic, or you want it to be rougher, you can add the roughness. Just make sure that you don't make them too high, however, because it can slow down the computer quite dramatically. So we just want to try and keep our values underneath kind of 1 where possible. So again, plastic, select a part, cancel the material that's on it already, click New, click Base Colour, select a colour that you would like it to be, and then again change subsurface to 0.25, metallic to 0.4, and roughness to 0.1. Now, if you want things to be the exact same colour, You are able to link materials together, but sometimes that doesn't necessarily work. So you can also use the hex code by selecting a colour and copy and paste your hex code into both objects, and that will get them the same shade. And that is has added plastic on Blender.